you all can view the screen. Thank you, Brinda Mataji. Can everybody view the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Clear.
So
Yes, Mataji.
can actually speak verbally, or you can put anything I ask, you can put in the comments box, I mean the chat box. Okay, just give me a moment. So I like my class to be interactive. So when the time comes, so you can just make some noise, okay? So don't worry about what I will think or what others will think. We're going to be classmates for the next 18 days. You'll be surprised how much you will connect with each other. So just feel comfortable, okay? All right, so we will usually start with this slide every day. And this is glorification of Bhagavad-Gita from a scripture called Vaishnava Tantriya Sara. Okay, so who would like to break the ice by reading this first slide for us together today, If no volunteers, I will call the name based on the participant list here. Anybody has a thing for reading? You want to volunteer first? If not, I will call whose name at the top first. Brinda Mataji. You can read just the English.
Okay, Mataji.
Son of Devaki.
Devaki Nandana Krishno Gita Patena Tushyati Yada na Vedair Danena Yajna Tirtha Pradadibhi.
Very good, Mataji, your pronunciation.
Thank
Carry
you,
on.
Mataji. The son of Devaki, the supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows, as much as he is satisfied by the devotional recitation of the Gita.
Thank you,
Vaishnava
Mat.
Tantriya Sara.
Right, thank you, Mataji. So this verse is speaking about the glory of the Bhagavad Gita, whereby no matter how much charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows that we may perform or carry out, it doesn't come close to the satisfaction one derives by reciting the Bhagavad Gita. So congratulations that you all are here. Okay, so the benefit will surpass all the other activities that has been mentioned here. Okay, so the first step, first part of the classes, we'll always take darshan of the deities. Deities means the vigraha or the lordships that are residing in our ISKCON KL. Is anybody speaking, asking question?
Sorry.
If not, yeah, so it's okay, Param Prabhu.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our ISKCON Kuala Lumpur, which is located in Tamanyal. Our main deities are Lord Jagannath here on the right. This is Lord Baladev. This is Subhadra Maharani, or we call her as Mother Subhadra. Who is Lord Jagannath? Anybody knows? You can unmute and speak. Who is Lord Jagannath? Anybody would like to take a guess?
Is it Lord Krishna?
Yeah, this is Lord Krishna. So he's not having the common form that we always see with the crossed legs, with a flute in his hand. Okay, so he doesn't have the standing form. So this is a different form. So one day I will explain why this Krishna taken this form. Okay, thank you, Mataji. This is Lord Baladev. Who is Lord Baladev?
Balram.
Balaram, yes, thank you, Mataji. So Balaram in this form is called Lord Baladev, and this is their darling sister, Mother Subhadra. So Mother Subhadra is also Mother Durga. Okay, their sister. Okay, so we have taken their darshan already. So we will start the class usually by reciting prayers, seeking blessings from the spiritual teachers. Okay, so let me pay obeisance to my spiritual teacher. Om Ajna Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutali Srimati Bhakti Vikna Vinasha Narsimha Iti Namine. We will continue with this one. Okay, so today I will read all the prayers with the translations. Tomorrow somebody else will take over. Okay, you can take that. Another day somebody can take that. So if you are interested to read, you can PM me much earlier, then I will call out your name. Okay. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my most humble obeisances to my spiritual master who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by ignorance with the light of knowledge. Basically, these prayers are meant to invoke the blessings of our gurus and acharyas so we can understand the essence of Bhagavad-Gita. Now we will offer prayers to Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Okay, he brought the teaching from India to the Western world in the 1960s. Okay, so this is a prayer to glorify him. The second paragraph is glorifying in relation to his spiritual master, Saraswati Goswami. So these two verses is referring to Srila Prabhupada's glorification. We call that as Pranam Mantra. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna on this earth, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. So A.C. is Prabhupada's name, original name, Abhay Charan. Bhakti Vedanta Swami is his initiated name given by the Guru. Okay, his sannyasi name also. So we take it like that. They have the legal name. Like my name is Kasthuri Bai. Once I'm initiated, my spiritual name is Kasthuri Krishna Devi Dasi. So it's like that. And Prabhupada is a term that he is fondly referred to by the disciples and his loved ones. Okay. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Okay. The next is offering prayers to Pancha Tatwa, but about them I will explain another day. Okay. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara Pandit, Sri Vas Thakur, and all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. And then we will chant Maha Mantra. This is what we call Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We will chant 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Can I have everybody to chant together? You can unmute and chant together. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
One more time.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Wonderful. Thank you. So this program is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Okay, so the first slide usually will be a verse, a glorification verse from Gita Mahatmya. This this consists of 7 verses in glorification of Bhagavad-Gita, spoken by Sripad Adi Sankaracharya, an incarnation of Lord Shiva. Okay, so one day, one verse. For 7 days, we will do that. After that, we will have verses from another scripture. Okay, so I would like to invite somebody to read for us. Ashwini Mataji, if you find difficult to read the Sanskrit verse, you can straight away go to the English translation.
Okay, noted. Gita Shastram idam punyam ya pate prayata puman Vishnu padam avapnoti baya shokadi varjita. One who, with a regulated mind, recites with devotion this Bhagavad Gita scripture, which is the bestower of all virtue, will attain to a holy abode such as Vaikuntha, the residence of Lord Vishnu, which is always free from the mundane qualities based on fear and lamentation.
Wow, very nice, Mataji, your recitation. Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Mataji. So, Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means a place free of stress, free of anxieties, free of miseries. Vaikuntha exactly means that. Okay, so this verse glorifies Bhagavad Gita in the sense that when we regularly recite the Bhagavad Gita verses, Bhagavad Gita scripture, we will attain the spiritual world like Vaikuntha. Okay, and of course, obviously, once you attain spiritual world, you will be escaped from this material world, which means you will be free from the mundane qualities, which is always based on fear and lamentation. Okay, that is the symptoms of material world, so we cannot escape that. Okay, so this is given to us by Sripad Adi Sankaracharya. Okay, there are another book that's called Padma Purana. Okay, here there will be glorification of each chapter of Bhagavad Gita spoken by Lord Vishnu to Mother Lakshmi for few chapters, and then continued by Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati. So that is documented in Padma Purana. So this book, this is a small book. You can get it from our bookshop. It has the compiled glorification of the individual chapters. Okay. All right. So this is a simple house rules, I would say. It's not really a hard and fast rules, but it's just to make our learning process fun and inspiring. Okay, so I would like to, encourage your participations in reading or reciting. Reciting means like how Ashwini Mataji and Vrinda Mataji recited the Sanskrit. Yeah, so that is reciting. Otherwise, you can just read the English verses or any articles that I put up. You can read that. All right, so obviously interaction is appreciated. That will be nice. Okay, so instead of just hearing me, you also can contribute some comments, answer verbally. Okay, any questions, you can actually put in your questions in the in your feedback form later when you do quiz, but otherwise you can ask at the end of the session. Okay, so there we will give some time for that. All right, you can also utilize the chat box to respond to Q&A. Let's say your audio is not working or your environment is noisy and you want to participate, please feel free to utilize the chat box. Okay. I would encourage you all to use laptop or desktop for very good visual experience, because sometimes the font might not be very sharp or clear on your handphones. So try to, moving forward, try to do that. If anybody's using handphone, of course, if you're traveling, that's okay, unavoidable. But if you're at home, try to find something good, a big screen. Be camera ready. Okay, so don't worry, no need to put makeup, just come and stay there. Okay, just because I want to see you all when I speak and interact. Okay, after the class, we will share the PDF material of the slide that we use today. All right, and followed by a quiz. I think you might roughly have 5 or 6 questions there, and then they will be asking you feedback, or if you have any question, then you can feel free to fill it in. Okay, so if you don't remember the information and in finding difficulty to answer the question, you can go through the PDF and then you attend the questions again. You can do it repeated times, so no worries, not only just one time. Okay, all must get correct. No, it's not like that. And if you have any questions on that quiz, so you can PM me, or you can put it in the group and we can discuss for everybody's benefit. Okay, so with that, we are entering chapter 1 of the level 1 today. Okay, the chapter's title is Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. So this is a geographical setting or physical setting of the Bhagavad-Gita's background. Okay, so now Bhagavad-Gita is split into 3 big sections. How many people know how many chapters are there in Bhagavad-Gita? Is there anybody who have read Bhagavad-Gita before and you know how many chapters are there?
18 chapters.
18 chapters. So if we divide into 3 sections, how many chapters in one section?
6.
Yeah, it's a simple question, but I just want to ask. Okay, so the first 6 chapters talks about how to attain bhakti through work. So the Bhagavad Gita entirely is about bhakti, how to invoke bhakti to for Krishna. So it is split into 3 sections. The first 6 chapters, Krishna will talk about work, yoga, karma yoga. So all that topics will come there in the first 6 chapters. The middle 6 chapters is very special. Krishna has hidden a lot of important information of bhakti yoga, bhakti, devotion. Okay. And after that, the third section is about Jnana Yoga, how to achieve bhakti through knowledge. Not everybody can take up bhakti immediately. Some people, they have to go through work and find bhakti at the end. Some people have to attain bhakti after acquiring a lot of knowledge. Some people are very academical. So for this, they will follow this path, Jnana Yoga path. Okay, all are fine, all will culminate in bhakti, but later Krishna will say, what is the shortcut, like that. Okay, so what is this place called?
Kurukshetra.
Kurukshetra is a field of Kurukshetra, or sometimes it's called battlefield of Kurukshetra, BOK. Okay, so you can see here on the left side, some white horses here. There's a chariot here. Who's on this chariot on the left?
Krishna and Arjuna.
Arjuna, yes. Who's on the opposite side?
The Pandavas, no, the Kauravas.
Kauravas. Where's the Pandavas?
Pandavas are on this way. Krishna is.
On the left side, on the right side are the Kauravas. So who spoke Bhagavad Gita to whom?
Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna.
Very good. Okay, thank you. Who knows when this Bhagavad Gita was spoken on this field? How many 100 years ago, or how many years ago? How many million years ago?
500,000 years ago, I think. 500,000 years ago.
Anybody else would like to try?
It's 500,000 years ago.
So we have 500,000.
5,000.
5,000. We have 5,000. Someone, I'm like, that, what do you call that? Lelong. 5,000 years ago, someone? 5,000 years ago. Satu kali? Dua kali? Tiga kali. Okay. The answer is 5,000 years ago. Okay. 5,000 years ago. However, suspense, later we will know if it is really the first time Krishna delivered the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, or he has delivered this Bhagavad Gita to somebody else much earlier. So stay tuned. We will see that in chapter 4. Okay. So we know this place, battlefield of Kurukshetra. I think somebody's mic is noisy. Okay. All right. How many verses? Let's take a guess. You can put in the chat. You can tell me how many verses totally. We know 18 chapters. Just now somebody mentioned already. So now we are getting, we are understanding that we are learning some introduction of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so some certain things we need to know first, okay, before you dive in further. How many verses? Who likes to try? Come, you can put in the chat if you're shy. Just a guess. Thousands? Hundreds? 108. Okay. Very auspicious number. Some more. 700. One more person. Come on. 108 and 700. Anybody in between? No?
700.
500. Anybody else 700? Anybody wants to support 700? Anybody else wants
700.
500?
700.
100. Yes, the answer is 700. It was delivered in just 45 minutes. Okay, and we are taking 18 days to cover that. And we are not covering all the verses also. Okay, so who knows how many people are speaking in Bhagavad-Gita? We know Krishna spoke to Arjuna. Are there anybody else speaking here? So we have the king Dhritarashtra speaking one verse. Okay, and his secretary Sanjaya speaking 41 verses, and Arjuna speaking 84 verses. Sometimes he asks questions, sometimes he gives comments. Okay, Krishna 574 verses. Okay, so this battlefield of Kurukshetra is not a fictional place. Okay, it's not some myth. All right, this battle of Kurukshetra actually exists in India. Okay, it's not very far from Delhi. It's about 3 or 4 hours on the bus. I think bus or train. And before the battlefield, took place, for many million years, that place has been carrying significance as a holy place. Okay, previously Lord Parashuram has performed some things there, and great kings performed some sacrifice fire yagyas there. Okay, so that place is very famous as a pilgrimage place. Okay, so only during the Mahabharata that field became battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, so Bhagavad-Gita was spoken before the war. Okay, so we need to understand that Krishna actually did not choose to fight. Okay, so I think many of us know already aware that he was actually sent as a peace ambassador to avoid the fight. However, the Kauravas were adamant, and ultimately the war became imminent. It has to be carried out. Okay, for justice to win. So one side we have Pandavas, and one side we have Kauravas. However, Krishna mentioned that he will not fight, but he will only be a charioteer. Okay, so we will enter the first verse of the Bhagavad-Gita. So we go by like chapter 1, text 1. We go like that. Okay, so Cikgu Tatwa, is it convenient for you to, Mataji, how do I call you? Do I call you Cikgu Tatwa? Or
Yes,
I call
no
you
problem.
Tatwa Mataji, right? What's your full name, Mataji?
Tatwa Jnaneswari.
Tatwa Jnaneswari, wow,
Yes.
very nice. Okay, Tatwa Mataji. Feel
Yes.
free to read the Sanskrit if you want to, or you can jump to the English.
Okay, I try first.
Okay.
Okay. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmashreshtra kurusheshtra samaveda yuyutasva mamaka pandavas chaiva trim akur vata sanjaya. Sorry if I pronounce wrongly.
Sanjaya. Yeah.
Sanjaya. Okay. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Okay, so Dhritarashtra asked, so this king Dhritarashtra, what is one thing that you probably know about Dhritarashtra? This is Dhritarashtra sitting on the throne, all right, and then his secretary at his near his leg. All right, anybody knows anything about Dhritarashtra?
He's blind.
Yeah, he's blind. So that is why he did not join the war. Otherwise, all the males they have gone to the war, from the adults to the children, to old men to the young ones. Okay, so he's in the palace. All right, his sons are the Kurus, the Kauravas. Okay, all right, so the Kauravas were headed by Duryodhana. Okay, now I'm going to a cinema and then I see my friend. Oh, what are you doing here? So what would I answer? What would I answer if I'm in the cinema? What am I doing here?
Watching a movie.
Yeah, I
Watching a
came to
movie.
watch a movie. And then you see somebody at the supermarket. You ask, what are you doing? What will they say?
I came shopping.
Came shopping. And then where else? Let's say you found somebody in the library. What are you doing? What they will say?
Reading books.
Reading books. So we are asking the obvious, isn't it? So if you meet somebody at the battle war or battlefield, right, warfield, you ask them, what are you doing here? What do you expect them to say?
Fighting.
I came to fight.
Came to fight the war, yeah.
Yeah. So why you think Dhritarashtra asking that obvious question? Didn't they assemble there to fight? Okay, so there is a meaning. There's a reason why he asked this question. So everything that appears in Bhagavad-Gita, there's always a reason, a philosophical reason behind it. Okay, so he's asking Sanjaya. Okay, after my sons, okay, after all the sons are assembled, and remember the part I said, the Kurukshetra is a pilgrimage place. He is actually pointing it out. So everything has a reason here. Desiring to fight. Okay, he knows already they are there to fight. So what else they're going to do? All right. So why he's asking is, so the Kauravas, a little background, we will not go into so much into Mahabharata. So it's just a little background. So the Kauravas are in the possession of the Pandavas' kingdom. Okay, you know that the game that they played, all right? And they don't want to give it to the Pandavas. Okay, after so many peace talks, they even sent Krishna to talk to them. So everything failed, futile. All right. So the Pandavas had no choice that they have to go for the war. It's a world war, the first world war, the first world war. Okay, so it was the biggest war which ever had happened, have taken place. Okay, so Dhritarashtra is blind from birth. Okay, so this blindness got two meanings. He is materially blind, okay, cannot see, no eyesight, and he's also spiritually blind because he knows that the Kauravas are holding the throne unjustly, right? It's not fair, and in fact they have tried to attack the Pandavas, tried to kill them. So they are actually aggressors. So rightfully the Pandavas are the owners, the heir, but Dhritarashtra doesn't want to let go. Okay, so he is supporting the sons. Therefore, he is bereft of both material vision as well as spiritual vision. Okay, so the Bhagavad Gita starts with Dhritarashtra inquiring from Sanjaya, who is Sanjaya? Who is Sanjaya?
Is it his half brother?
No. That is Vidura, I think you're saying.
Vidura. Yeah. Sorry for that.
Who heard me saying it? No, not Minister. Who the boss will ask questions to? What meeting I have now? What is happening here?
Is the minister.
Not Minister. You're a boss. You want to know, where is my coffee? Where is this? When is my next meeting? Sorry?
Secretary.
Yes, secretary, PA, yes. All right, so the war is happening in some other place and these two personalities are in the palace. So why would Dhritarashtra ask about what's happening in the battlefield to Sanjaya? How can Sanjaya explain what's happening somewhere far away?
As you can see.
Oh, that's very nice. How he can see, can you share?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're not answering, just quickly mute yourself, okay? Who'd answer that? Sanjaya can see? Pushpa Mataji, is it? Is it Pushpa
Yeah,
Mataji?
he has a vision to see what's going on there. He's been
Very
granted
nice.
this vision.
Yes. So would you like to elaborate how did he get that? Since you seem to know, so I want to dig more information from you.
If I'm not mistaken, he was blessed because Vishraj wanted to know what's happening there. And as
Right.
he's blind, since he's the secretary,
Mhm.
and he's been gifted with this,
Mm.
vision that he can see what's happening there and, dictate to him what's going on,
Mm.
to keep update, what's happening and follow up with him.
Yes, yes, very good. So you have an old grandmother in the house or old grandfather, and then the grandfather is asking, what's happening in the football game in the Bukit Jalil Stadium? All right, so what you will do? We'll switch off the TV and we have that, I don't have Astro. What is the sports channel in Astro? ESPN, is it? Or is it? So we just have to open that and then you get live telecast. But those days, Tata TV. So how Sanjaya's eyes is the TV? So the fact is that Sanjaya is a disciple of Vyasadev. Okay, disciple of Vyasadev. And Vyasadev has blessed Sanjaya with special vision that he can see and hear everything that is happening outside. Okay. All right, so this is how Sanjaya was able to vision what is happening in the battlefield, and he can narrate the live telecasting to Dhritarashtra. So this is the only question that Dhritarashtra asked in the entire Bhagavad-Gita. So the rest is conversation between Arjuna and Krishna, and some are Sanjaya's further descriptions, what he observed in the battlefield. Okay, so the question is, so now they have assembled and they have the desire to fight. So what happens next? Okay, so there are a few points here. This place pilgrimage, somebody's mic is noisy. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this part here, pilgrimage, the place of pilgrimage is very favorable towards Pandavas because Pandavas are naturally pious compared to the Kauravas. So Dhritarashtra has a worry whether these Kauravas, his sons, are going to back off because they will fear that pilgrimage place is going to be favorable towards Pandava. So are my sons going to back off? Or the Pandavas are going to give up fighting because they are naturally virtuous and they will not fight on a holy land. So these are the two things among many things that he has concerned about, and he posed this question to Sanjaya. Okay, so of course Dhritarashtra would be happy if Pandavas consider this as a holy place and decide not to fight and give away their land to Kauravas. Okay, one point is clear that he doesn't want his sons to compromise. He wants his sons to be the rulers. So these 4 lines, we have so much to talk about, so many things behind there. Okay, so like this, that's why it's very not possible to cover the entire Bhagavad Gita in 18 days. So we are just giving you the essence. All right, if you want to know more deeper, then we have level 2 and we also have level 3. Okay, all right, so for this level 1, everything will be simple, especially today is going to be very light session, only few verses we're going to cover. All right, next, before commencement of war, okay, the personalities present in the battlefield, they blew conch shell. So before this verse, this is Pandavas blowing their conch shell. Okay, sometimes you use the trumpet to, or shoot the gun to begin some ceremonies, right? So during the battlefield of Kurukshetra, at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, conch shells were blown. Before that, Kauravas have blown their conch shells. Okay, so we skip that, fast forward to Pandavas, and we have the names of the personalities and the conch shells that they blow. This is pretty significant. I will explain later. So for now, we would like to have somebody to read for us. Ishwari Mataji.
Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Datmau Mahashankam Bhima Karma
Rikodaraha.
Kodaraha. Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew his, the Devadatta, and Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch shell called Paundra.
Very nice. I think this group is really good. Your recitations are spotless, so smooth. Usually, you know, the last two batches I will recite and they will follow. This time I don't have to do that. So yeah, it's good. Okay, so we have Lord Krishna blowing his conch shell, Panchajanya. Who blew Paundra? A
Bhima.
moment of silence.
Bhima.
Bhima. What are the two qualities of Bhima?
Strong.
Strong and big eater. Great eater.
Strong and big eater. Very nice. Very simply put. You got the point, Mataji. Okay. Arjuna's conch shell?
Devadatta.
Devadatta. Nice. Okay. So I'm not sure if this question is going to come out in the quiz. I don't know. I don't remember, but try to remember. Okay. I'm not giving Solam Bocho. Okay. All right. So what happens here is that what is not covered in this verse, I would like to share that when Krishna blew his Panchajanya, when Arjuna blew his Devadatta, when Bhima blow his Paundra, and then after that, Nalakuvera and Manigriva, they blew their conch shell, Mani Pushpaka or something like that. All right. So when all these Pandavas and Krishna blow the conch shell, something happened. When they blow the conch shell, it is mentioned that the hearts of the Kauravas shattered. It was so powerful that the sound has shattered. It was so tumultuous and it shattered Duryodhana's team's hearts. So like their confidence was shaken a bit. So like I mentioned earlier, before this, the Kauravas blew their conch shell, but this kind of incident did not happen. All right. If not, Sanjaya would have described. So Sanjaya did not describe. He only described that this sound by the Pandava personalities, Pandava's team, shattered the hearts of the Kauravas. So this is an indication. All right. Okay. So it also means that the sound of the conch shell is indicating that indicating a message whereby the Kauravas were predestined to lose the battle. Okay, so it shattered the hearts of the Kauravas. So the signals are there already. Okay, so later, you know how the football players, before they commence the game, what will they do? They will go to the middle of the field. What they do? Friendly handshake, is it? I'm not a football fan, but I don't know all these terms. But what I can remember is this: every time before you fight, right, you go shake hand or ha, even taekwondo also like that, right? So Arjuna wants to go and see who is he fighting, who has come to fight him. All right. So we can have somebody to read. Janani Mataji.
Arjuna uvacha senayor uvayor madhye radam stapayat nishritya yavat edan niriksheham yodukhaman avastitan kairmaya saha yodavyam asmin rana samudyame.
Very
Arjuna
nice.
said, "O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms."
Right, very nice, Mataji. Oh, infallible one means a person who does not fall, which means a person who does not make mistake. Okay, we are fallibles, we make mistakes. So the Lord, the Supreme Lord, is infallible. So Arjuna calls out to Krishna as infallible one. All right, so the term here is Achyuta. Achyuta means infallible. All right, so he asked Krishna to bring him to the middle of the battlefield. Madhye, Senayor Ubayor Madhye. Radam stapaya me Achyuta. Bring my radam in front of the, in the middle of the battlefield. Okay, I want to see who has come to fight and I want to see who am I going to fight. Okay, so why he's saying this is because it was not really Arjuna's choice to fight. All right, he was forced to fight against his wish because of what Duryodhana has done and pushed them to this extent. All right. At the same time, Arjuna knows that he is standing against the people that he loves, he likes, he respects, like his gurus, his grandfathers, cousins, people who are his contemporary, or people who are as same age as his sons or grandsons. So basically, this is a family feud, right? So he is sad to see that if his family members and relatives are gathered there to fight to get the throne. All right, so he wants to see how much these people are bent upon fighting, and he wants to estimate the strength of the people on the opposite side who he is going to see face to face. He has no worry actually about winning, because who he has on his side?
Lord Krishna.
Yes, the Lord Krishna himself is with him. So actually he doesn't have to worry, but he just wants to see who has come. He wants to see estimate their strength. All right. But at this point of time, he has no intention to make peace already. Okay. They have come across that stages. All right. All right. So let's flash back a bit before they come to this. All right. So one day Krishna was resting with his eyes closed. Okay, he was resting. Duryodhana and Arjuna wanted to ask favor from Krishna with regards to the war, right? Duryodhana arrived first. So Duryodhana, being a very a proud person, he came and stood next to Krishna's head, all right, behind Krishna's head. All right, and Arjuna, being a very humble and very dear and darling friend of Krishna, he sat near Krishna's feet. So Krishna woke up. When you wake up, where do you see? Do you see front or do you see the back first?
Front.
Front, yeah. So when he woke up, naturally he saw Arjuna first. And oh, Arjuna, you are here. Then he turned and he saw Duryodhana. Oh, Duryodhana, you also here. Yes, Arjuna, why you have come to see me? Ask me. Then Duryodhana will snap in and will say, wait, I also have come to ask you something. Since I came first, I would like to ask first. Duryodhana will say that. Then Krishna will say, I understand you may have come first, but my glances fell on Arjuna first. Plus, he is younger to you. So let him ask what he wants. All right. Then they will say that we need your help for the war. Then Krishna will say, all right, you can ask, but I will not fight. In my capacity, I will not come down to fight, but I can give you two options. You can have me, or you can have my army, my battalion. Okay, so Krishna's army is really huge, right? Because he's king, right? In Dwarka there. All right. So Arjuna, he asked Krishna, I only want you, Krishna, like that. So Krishna will say, so be it. And inside Duryodhana's heart, he will think, how silly Arjuna. Krishna has such a huge battalion. He didn't ask that, but he wants Krishna. So what Krishna can do just by himself, right? And then he will ask, I want your battalion. All right. So like that, Krishna will give himself to Arjuna's service, and he will give the battalion to his army to Duryodhana. And Krishna say, I will just be your charioteer. I will not fight. I will not engage in fighting at all. So Arjuna say, I only want you, Krishna, and that is good for me. You are with me. There is no need for anything else. Okay. All right. So that's the best thing that one can have, having the Lord with him. All right. The Lord will be able to, Arjuna has that confidence that the Lord will protect me and the Lord will bring victory to me. So like that, Arjuna wanted Sri Krishna and Duryodhana wanted the entire army of Sri Krishna. Okay. So back to the battlefield. After Arjuna sees who have assembled in front of him, he saw his guru, grandfather, like Bhishma, Duryodhana. Duryodhana is cousin. We have Dronacharya, sons, grandsons, friends, brothers. Okay. And Arjuna started to feel emotional. You know, sometimes, do we face this in our life? Do you face this? Probably at work, probably among the family. Sometimes duty calls, you have to carry out something, you have to penalize somebody, or you have to whistleblow somebody, right? You have to report somebody, but you feel like, oh, what happens if I report him? What will happen to his rice bowl? What will happen to his family, his children? And then what do? You suppress that feeling, right? Is that good? All right. So these are the some symptoms that Arjuna experienced and exhibited when emotion overcome him. Okay, basically because he was very compassionate towards people. Even though he's a Satriya, he says he doesn't want to fight. Later, after feeling all these symptoms, so we will go through these symptoms, is very important, because one point of time probably we will also have these symptoms, and we need to identify them and be aware of them. Okay, Jaya Prabhu, can you read for us all the 10 symptoms?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Arjuna symptoms. Number 1, the limbs of my body are tearing. Number 2, my mouth is drying up. Number 3, my whole body is trembling. Number 4, my hairs are standing on end. Number 5, my Gandiva bow is slipping from my hand. Number 6, my skin is burning. Number 7, I am unable to stand here any longer. Number 8, I am forgetting myself. Number 9, my mind is reeling. Number 10, I see only cause of misfortune. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so these are the symptoms. I wish you can remember some of this. Okay, later when we recap, I probably will ask if you can remember them. Okay, so it's good for you to have some, like notebooks. You can keep a dedicated book for your Bhagavad-Gita. Okay, so you can take down whatever we are talking, right? And you can, draw your chart or whatsoever, whichever way you want to remember things. So these are 10 symptoms. Okay. So after this, he will put his, sorry, these are the reasons. Hold on. So these are the symptom that he feels, and then he will decide he doesn't want to fight. Okay, he wants to tell Krishna he doesn't want to fight by giving 5 reasons. Every reason he will elaborate why I cannot fight for this reason. I cannot fight because of this factor. Then he will go like that until Arjuna finishes giving all the reasons. Krishna will remain silent. All right. So there are 5 reasons here. Let's have somebody to read. Kartini, Mataji, have you read already today?
I have it, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji, please read for us.
Arjuna's reason for not fighting: compassion for friends and relatives. Second, no enjoyment even if victorious. Third, fear of sinful reaction. Fourth, destruction of family traditions. And fifth, indecision.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this is very important. Try to remember or write it down, because we will come to this reason quite often, again and again. Okay, all right. Compassion for friends and relatives. So Arjuna, being a very pious person, he is very compassionate towards his relatives and friends. Okay, he doesn't want to kill them and enjoy. So that speaks about his compassion. So he doesn't want to kill them. All right. And he feels that once they destroy the body, they are gone forever. Okay, so later Krishna will repeat all these reasons individually with the verses in Bhagavad-Gita. I mean, that's how the Bhagavad-Gita opens up, because Krishna starts by counteracting these, addressing these 5 reasons that Arjuna posed, being the reasons of him not to fight, because that's what Bhagavad-Gita is famous for, right? Because Arjuna feels sad and he doesn't want to fight. But not many knows that Arjuna gave 5 reasons and Krishna refuted them. So first, compassion, because he thinks he's going to kill them. So definitely we don't want to inflict pain on others. So this is where Arjuna was coming from. Number 2, even if he become victorious and he wins that kingdom, he doesn't have people to enjoy with. Okay, say we ourselves, right, we get promotion or nice increment or some achievements. What do? How do you celebrate? Jaya Prabhu, how do you celebrate? Did you have any recent achievement and how did you celebrate it? Would you like to share, Jaya Prabhu?
How to celebrate? Probably you celebrate by thanking the God.
After that? That's it? Anybody else? Anybody else would like to share? How did you celebrate your recent achievement?
Share with friends and family.
Yeah, we throw a party. So recently, I think all the companies got bonus and everything, right? So you buy things for people, you probably take them out for makan. So coming from that angle, Arjuna finds that what is the point I win when I don't have people to enjoy with, because I already killed them, right? Because at the end of the battlefield, most of the people died except for Pandavas and a few people. Okay, so that's a big topic. So that's why Arjuna finds that there is no point me winning the kingdom. No enjoyment, even if victorious. Okay, number 2, try to remember, right? Number 3, of course, when you inflict pain on others or you kill people, naturally you will be afraid of sinful reactions that's gonna come upon us sooner or later. Okay, so he finds that in whichever way, whether I'm doing right or wrong, I'm going to kill my relatives. So I'm going to bear the reaction. So this is his worry. Number 3, fear of sinful reactions. Number 4, destruction of family tradition. Okay, how that happens? Who are the people who gathered in the battlefield? Male, fathers, husbands, brothers, sons. Okay, so what happens when the leader of the family die? All right, those days, they are the ladies and the children, they are very well protected by the leaders of the family, who is naturally the father, the husband, the brothers. So now when the leader of the family die, they will lose the wives and the son, they will lose protection. Okay, they will not be protected. Okay, they will not have a proper religious ceremonies, rituals and ceremonies, and the woman will not be protected. The kids that the woman will get will not follow tradition. Okay, so it will ultimately lead to the destruction of traditions. Okay, it's a big topic. The verse numbers are given here, 1.39 to 43. You can read on. So basically, these verses here given in summary, so that you will feel inspired to go back and read the verses. Okay, and not only the verses, you can read the purport that Prabhupada has given if you have Bhagavad-Gita as it is at home. Okay, at the end of the class, I will show you that we have a package that you can get a bundle in a very attractive price compared to a non-promotional price. So this is only special for Gita Gyan students. All right. So in this chapter, we will have Arjuna speaking about these 4 reasons. Only in the second chapter, he will speak about the 5th reason, which is indecision. Okay, he will not able to make a decision. Should I fight or should I not fight? So this one we will cover in chapter 2, text 6. Okay, so basically this is how we remember the acronym CESDI, CESDI. Okay, can somebody tell me what is C? Spot question.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Very good. Next, E.
Enjoyment.
No enjoyment, even
No
if
enjoyment.
it becomes victorious. Very good. S.
Sinful reaction.
Fear of
Fear of
sinful reactions
sinful
due to the
reactions.
killing. Very good. D.
Destruction.
Destruction of
family tradition.
Family tradition. Very good. I.
Indecision.
Indecision. Very nice. Sudah habis kelas. We are at the recap already. So we covered important features of Bhagavad Gita in the beginning. Okay, so how many verses? Okay, let's put in the chat.
700 verses.
Very nice. How many people spoke in Bhagavad Gita?
4 people.
Oh, very good. How many verses spoken by Dhritarashtra?
One.
One, very good. Who is Sanjaya?
The secretary.
Secretary.
Okay. Who is Sanjaya's guru?
Vyasadeva.
Okay,
Vyasa.
don't strangle me yet. Okay. What else? Where this thing happened, this battle?
Kurukshetra.
What was the field very significant for?
Pilgrimage.
Place of pilgrimage. What happened when the okay, so I think the conversation, the first verse was between Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya. Okay, what happens here after the Pandavas and Krishna blow their conch shells?
The heart of the the heart of the Kauravas broke. I guess they were so scared.
Shattered, which indicates
Victory.
They were
They're
scared.
going to lose.
Ashwini Mataji, you are muted.
They
Keep
indicate
your mic on. I think you are trying to answer, is it? But it's muted.
lack of confidence. They lost their confidence.
They lost confidence. Yes. Okay. So after that, Arjuna asked Krishna to bring him between the two armies. Why he wanted to go to the middle of the field? What he wants to see?
Indicates loss. He wanted to see
You want to see who is fighting.
who's fighting
Yes. Who is fighting with? All right. What else?
test their
How
strength.
much? Yeah. Yes. Estimate the strength. Very good. So happy. Okay. So what happens when Arjuna sees them?
It's scared.
You
Got scared?
He hesitated.
He hesitated. So what happened to him?
His limbs started shivering.
Okay, so what do we call that? What do we call the whole thing?
Arjuna's
God
symptoms. Symptoms.
How many?
10.
10 symptoms. Very good. Who can remember? You can just put in the chat. Or you can tell me also, because it's too many people talk, then it's overlapping.
Limbs shivering, mouth watering.
Mouth
drying up.
Mouth drying up, not watering. Mataji hungry.
Mouth drying
I
up.
also hungry now.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's okay.
Body is trembling.
Skin
Trembling.
burning, body trembling. Forgetting
Arrow
himself.
It's a bow and arrow.
Already.
Like
Gandhi Babu sleeping. Yes. Finally, what he says?
And all the sea misfortune.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. And then he wants to tell Krishna that I don't want to fight. Yes, misfortune. So what he gave Krishna?
Reasons for not fighting.
How many?
5.
5 reasons. Gandhi Babu sleeping, mind reeling, mouth dry. Yes. Okay. So very nice. Sasdi, can we go again? C is
Compassion.
Compassion for the friends and relatives. Very good.
Enjoyment.
No enjoyment even if victorious.
Very good. No enjoyment even if he becomes victorious. S.
Sinful reactions.
Fear of sinful
Can I have it in full?
Fear of sinful reactions.
Fear of sinful reactions due to the killing. All right. D.
Destruction of family tradition.
Destruction of family tradition because the leaders of the family will be dead.
Yes.
Very nice.
No enjoyment even if victorious.
Correct. That is E. All right. I.
Indecision.
Very good. 100%, everyone. So what we did was we went through the introduction, okay? And then there were preparation for war. The signs of victory we did not cover in level 1, that we will cover in level 2 if you are staying tuned, all right? Okay, the shattering of the heart due to the contract is one of the signs. So there are other signs as well. Okay, Krishna as Bhakta Vatsala means Krishna drove Arjuna's chariot. Then Arjuna gave 5 reasons not to fight. So one of it we will cover in chapter 2. Okay, so that's the end of today's topic. It's very light. It's just the beginning. Okay, so tomorrow we will learn about soul and the body, because Krishna will refute Arjuna's first question here. Compassion to the people, right? So can we have a 3 times chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? And the class. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Mataji, can you lead? Can you please lead?
Okay, Ken. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
And last time, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you. So tomorrow we will have another person to lead, okay? Okay, so I shared this in the group earlier, our schedule. It looks like I got information from the admin that this group, majority of you have chosen 8:30 to 9:30. So is that okay for everyone, or you want to have it earlier if you think 8:30 is late?
Okay. It's okay, Mataji.
It's okay, right? Okay. Okay, so only next week I'll be working from home, so I don't mind having it earlier. But after this, you know, after we enter this endemic stage, we are like fully, we have to go back to office already. So I'm afraid I cannot make it on time to come back before 7:30 or whatever. So I think we can fix that. But if at all you want to move it to 8 o'clock, majority have concern on that, then we can have it. Okay, so sorry about today. We have overshot a little bit. Okay, Saturday, Sunday, we'll have break. I have class on Sundays, so level 3. So we will end our class on the 20th. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, we have this bundle purchase. You have one Bhagavad-Gita, you have a chanting beads here, and you have one small Krishna picture, and 2 small books, all for 56 inclusive of postage fee. So I will share this PDF with you, so you can contact this. I think you can scan and make your order, or you can order through me as well. Okay, so those who are staying nearby, probably I can collect and send it to you by hand. I would love to see you all. Okay, the PJ, Shalam, or Puchong, all this I can come and send, no problem. At the end of your 18 days course, you will be given a certificate. This is how it will look like. Okay, and if you would like to come to our temple in Tamanyal, this is the map, is also inside the PDF, which we will share later. Okay, any questions? Ask now, or if it's late, you can PM me, I can address it, and I can share in the group or privately to you, no problem for me. Is everything okay today? Is it too fast, or I'm asking a lot of questions? Any feedback? So
It's
you can
a really nice class.
Okay.
Okay, so questions are good because it can make us remember. Okay, and also I can make sure that you all are at the other side because I can't see you all. I'm okay if you don't on the video, but it'd be nice to see you all. All right. Okay. So today light topic. Tomorrow we will see in the soul topic. All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations again for coming on.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Monday.
Mataji.
Okay, Monday, not tomorrow. Monday, we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hare
Okay,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Thank you.
Good night.